Before this video starts, make sure to give it a quick thumbs up, and if you are not a current subscriber, make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss a video. Thanks. Hey, what's going on, guys? Cardtrix here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you yet another amazing card trick and tutorial. This one's known as the wild card, so let's just get straight into the performance. Okay, so what I'm going to do is hand the deck to the spectator and let them shuffle up the cards as much as they'd like. It truly does not matter how much these cards are mixed up. But once the spectator is 100% satisfied with the mixture of the deck, then I'm going to literally let them select any card in the pack. Now, usually in a card trick, the cards are spread out face down and the spectator picks a card. There's always the opportunity for the magician to force the card upon the spectator when the cards are face down. I do not want you guys to think I'm doing any sneaky slides or anything like that. I want you guys to have a 100% fair, free choice. So just go ahead and legitimately pick out any card that you would like. So let's just say for this example, the spectator wants to pick out the 8 of hearts. Again, they can really pick any card in the entire deck. It does not matter which card they picked. Now, we're not going to need the 8 of hearts just yet, so what we're going to do is just leave it on the table for now, because what we're going to do here is remove the other 3 8s from the pack. So we have the 8 of spades, the 8 of clubs, and last but certainly not least, the 8 of diamonds. Now, we're going to take your 8 and leave it in the middle of the other 3 8s. We'll get back to this packet of cards a little bit later on. For now, I'm going to direct your attention over to this card right here. You guys are probably wondering what this card is that's been sitting underneath the card box the entire time. Well, this happens to be a joker. Now, a joker is a wild card in a deck of cards. What we're actually going to do here is try to get this joker to change into your selection, the 8 of hearts. So here's what we're going to do. We'll leave the joker right back underneath the card box where it started. No funny moves. This is where the 8s are going to come in handy. They've been sitting on the table the entire time. Again, no funny moves. We still have all the cards. What I'm going to do is leave the 8s spread out in a vertical fashion as so. And what I really want you to do here is pay very close attention to your face down 8. If you blink, you might miss this, so keep your eyes on the cards very, very closely. So just watch carefully. We're just going to go 1, 2, and then last but not least, we just go with 1 more, 3, and you can see the card has completely vanished from the pack. And I really mean it. You can see the card is genuinely gone from the packet of cards. So now we are literally just left with the 3 8s and nothing more. Again, I said that this joker was going to hopefully change to your card, the 8 of hearts, and sure enough, your card, the 8 of hearts. Anyways, guys, that is the trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So now let's get straight into the tutorial. Alright, guys, hopefully you stuck around for the tutorial. So this is a really awesome trick, and it gets insane reactions. It's on the intermediate side. It does require a good amount of sleight of hand, but most of the slides are actually very easy to pull off. So let's just dive right into this tutorial. For the most part, this trick is completely impromptu. The only real setup to the trick is you have to remove one of the jokers from the pack and just leave it underneath the card box as so. Again, other than that, there really is no true setup. So for the most part, it is an impromptu effect. So you can go ahead and mix up all of the cards, and the spectator can shuffle the cards as well. It really doesn't matter how much the cards are mixed up. Now, you're going to spread the cards face up and let them freely choose any card. This is just to eliminate any possibility of forcing your card, and plus you do need to know what the card is in order to continue on with this trick. So they can really pick any card. So for this example, let's just say they want to pick the Queen of Hearts, but they can really pick out any card that they want. Now, the card that they pick, you do not want the value of the card to match the value of this bottom card. So for example, if they pick Queen, you do not want the bottom card to be a Queen. If they pick an 8, you do not want the bottom card to be an 8. And I'm going to get to why in just a second. But for now, let's just assume that it's not matching the bottom card and we're good to go. You're going to get a pinky break underneath this top card while they take out their card or while they're looking at their card. So you can simply just kind of riffle up and just stick your pinky in there, or the more convenient way is just doing a push-off pinky break as so. You can do this while they're looking at their card, or if you want to be more discreet, you can kind of just naturally turn your hand over like this and do the pinky break while your hand's turned over. Again, they won't see a thing. So at this point, you're going to take their card, put it on top of the deck just like this while maintaining that pinky break. And all you're going to do is kind of do a double lift here. You're just going to lift up both cards as one by the corners, turn over the deck with your hand, turn this card over with your finger, and just set both cards on top. Now, you can get a little bit fancy and you can kind of twirl the card like this as you turn over the deck just to make it look a little more flourishy, but it's really not 100% necessary. So at this point, you'll now set down the card that appears to be the queen, but in reality, it's just a random card, and their card is going to be here on top. But now, let's take a look at why you do not want their card to match the value of the bottom card. Okay, so again, in this example, they picked the Queen of Hearts, but now, let's just say the bottom card is another queen that matches the value. If you go through with the trick as I just showed you, and you set down what appears to be their card, again, it's actually going to be a random card. Whatever card that they pick, again, in this case, the Queen of Hearts, you need to go through the deck and remove the other 3 cards corresponding with that card. So if they pick a queen, you remove the 3 queens. If they pick an 8, you remove the 3 8s. I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. However, since the values were matching, now our random queen is on the table, meaning I can no longer pick out all 3 queens because there's going to be one on the table. You do not want that. So in order to avoid this problem, if they do pick out a card and the value matches the value of the bottom card, just cut the cards. That's all you need to do, and just get, again, a random card. So now from there, you're good to go. Just get your pinky break, continue on as I showed you, set down what appears to be their card. It's actually a random card, and now their card is going to be on top. So now from here, you are good to go, and you now can just go through the deck and remove the other 3 queens. So you have the Queen of Diamonds, the Queen of Clubs, and last but certainly not least, the Queen of Spades. So just pull out the other 3 queens, and you're going to take, again, what appears to be their card, and you're going to put it in the 3rd position face down in this packet of cards. So here's what the spectator thinks. They think their card is in between the queens at this point, and they still don't know what this card is. But in reality, their card is actually right here on top of the deck, and a completely random card is in between the queens. So for this next portion of the trick, I actually had to modify my performance because my camera angle just wouldn't allow me to do the natural move, but I'm going to show you what you're actually going to do in real performance time. What I did is, well, you have to first of all switch out the joker and the card that the spectator selects. So the way that I did this, again, just because of my camera angle, is I got a pinky break underneath this top card. I showed the joker. I then did a KM move, which is then going to flip over their card on top of the deck just like this. I put the joker back on top. Then I did a double lift and set down what appears to be the joker, but is actually, again, their card going underneath the card box. I'm not going in depth with that because, again, that's not normally what you were going to do in the performance. I just had to modify because of the camera angle. Here is what you're actually going to do. Okay, so again, the joker is underneath the card box and their card is on top. You need to switch out the joker for the selection. So the way you're going to do this is by doing what is known as a second deal. So you're going to show the joker to the spectator, and you're going to tell him that the objective of the joker is to have the joker transform into the selected card, in this case the Queen of Hearts. So you're going to set the card on top, and that's actually when you're going to explain. You're going to set the joker on top and then start explaining how a joker is a wild card and can change into any card. So let's see if we can get it to change into your card, the Queen of Hearts. Now, you're going to do a second deal as I just mentioned. So what this is you're going to hold the deck in mechanic's grip. Your thumb is going to contact the middle and top of this card. All you're going to do is tilt your hand back so they can't see this, but you're going to slide the card down just like this. You're going to grip the second card by the corner, and then you're going to kind of tilt the deck back toward the spectator and just deal it down as you slide the card back, and it will just look natural, and it looks like all you did was just deal down that joker back onto the table. What you did was take the second card, and now it's their card on the table, and the joker is left here on the top. So let's just look at that one more time. So again, the joker's on the top, their card's in the second position. Put the joker on the top face down, and then do the second deal. So it's turn your hand, peel the card back, grab the second card by the corner, and then just deal it down to the table as you slide up. And it'll actually look like you take the top card. It doesn't look like you took the second card. So just so you guys can actually believe me and you can get a really good perspective on what I'm talking about, here is a view of what the spectator would see. Okay, so now that the second deal has been completed, the joker is now on top of the deck, and their card is on the table. So all you're going to do is put their card underneath the card box, and again, here's what the spectator thinks. They think the joker is back underneath the card box, and they still think that their card has been sitting with the queens the entire time. But obviously, you guys know better at this point. So the deck is pretty much no longer relevant. You are now going to get to the packet on the table. So you can spread them out and you can show the cards one more time. Again, they think it's the queens and then their card face down. So all you are going to do here is you're going to spread the cards out in a vertical fashion. Now you do not want to pull the cards toward your body just like this. You want to push them away from your body just like this. And you want to just try to make it nice and neat. The neater, the better. Because this is the phase where you're going to make the card disappear. Now, there really is no tricky sleight of hand, or I shouldn't say tricky sleight of hand because there is something tricky going on. There is no difficult sleight of hand. It's actually a very easy move to pull off. Here's how you're going to hold the cards. You're going to hold the cards so your middle ring and pinky finger are just kind of on the side here. Your thumb is just kind of hanging out on the opposite side. Now your index finger is going to be on top of the second card, just like this. Because the way you're going to make this card disappear is you're just going to push down on this card till the point where it just completely covers their card, and it looks like the card is completely gone. So let's just look at that one more time. You have your index finger on top of the second card, and all you're doing is pushing down on the card just like that, so it looks like the card completely vanishes. Now, of course, in order to make this look visual and magical, the way that you're going to pull this off is, again, you have your finger on top, is you're going to cover up this action by waving your hand over the cards. So all you're going to do is just start waving once, then maybe twice, and on the third time, when your hand is completely covering the card, that is when you are going to push the card to make it look like it disappears. Now, here's the advantages of this. What you can do is you can actually tilt your hand so that you can still see the card, but the spectators can't see the card. So when you're pushing, you can see and make sure it's nice and squared up, and that you can make sure there's and nothing else peeking out. But normally you're not going to have to worry about that anyway, because when you push down, the natural edge of this card is going to stop your index finger from pushing down any further, so you know kind of when to stop because you're going to feel the edge of that card. So in full motion, it'll look a little something like this. Just like that. And it looks like the card completely vanishes from the pack. Obviously, it looks nice, but it may still not be as believable to the spectator. So the way that you are going to really convince them is by doing an Elmsley count. Now, the Elmsley count is not that difficult of a move. I will give you guys a brief overview. I'm not going to go too in-depth because I have taught it in the past, but here is the general idea of what the Elmsley count is going to look like. You're going to peel off the top card just like this. You're going to use your thumb and push over all the cards except for the bottom card. You're going to grab that packet of cards as you return the first card to the bottom of that packet over here, and then just count off those cards back into your hand. So again, I'm not going in depth, that was just a brief overview. So if you still don't know how to do the Elmsley count, you can just rewind that and watch that a few times. But if you really don't know how to do it, then I recommend just looking up in-depth tutorials on YouTube. I will actually leave one in the description below if you really need it. And just for the record, an Elms account in full motion looks a little something like this. So it generally looks like the face down card is gone. Now once you do your Elms account, that card is going to be in the last position. So all you have to do here is take that packet of cards and just set it on top of the deck, and then you can just spread everything out as so. So you can just show the 3 queens, and now that random card is just ditched on top of the deck. So now you're left with the 3 queens. You can freely show these off to the spectator if you wish, and then you can come over to the cards, or the box rather, and I actually recommend that you have the spectator go over to the box, and then they can check out the card, and of course they will be amazed to see that their card miraculously traveled from the queens to where the Joker was, because now it is their card. And of course, again, they will be blown away. And that is pretty much the effect. Now, if you want to end this trick completely clean, because you are not completely clean in this scenario, because you do still have that Joker in the second position. So the best way to get rid of that card is to just slip cut the first card to the center of the pack, and then while they're examining the queens, because everyone's going to want to examine the queens and make sure they're not trick cards, while they're examining the queens, just kind of push off the top card, do a top palm, and just palm off the card, and just put it in your pocket. No one will see a thing. So now the Joker is just ditched in your pocket. And then if the spectator wants, now they can go ahead and check the deck, because there will be nothing to find. So anyways, guys, that is the trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys for my next video. Cardtrix 8 signing off. Peace out.